Justin Baldoni sues Blake Lively and Blake Lively reacts. This is one of the messiest scandals to hit Hollywood and we got to talk about it. But before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. I don't know if you guys can see, but my shirt is blinging to the point of, I think it's just as I record, I don't think it's going to be in the actual video, but in case you guys can't see, girl, I am shining like a damn thick disco ball, bitch, okay? You would think I was like Edward from Twilight. Belle, it hurts. I can't resist your kisses. I just need some ketchup. Girl, anyways, listen, we got to talk about this. I had to get a little mess out of the way, but this is very serious. Okay, Taylor Swift is involved. Ryan Reynolds is involved. I mean, you guys, this is absolutely insane. So today's class is a reading class, honey. We are going to read this together, and I will try my best to do the big words. You guys know I'm your messy best friend. I'm not Elle Woods, but I got you. So let's just start. It says, Justin Baldoni is continuing his legal crusade against his It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively. He and his production company just filed a massive lawsuit against Blake, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and her publicist Leslie Sloan, seeking hundreds of millions of dollars, $400 million to be exact. Justin and his company Wayfair Studios, which produced It Ends With Us, filed the federal suit, ripping Blake and Leslie for their alleged campaign to smear Baldoni and snatch away control of the movie, which he directed and co-starred it with Blake. According to the docs, Blake was, quote, determined to make Baldoni the real-life villain in her story, to deflect from getting publicly trashed as, quote, tone deaf during the film's media tour. Now, if you guys remember this, that was a damn mess, honey. She thought she was on the damn press tour of Legally Blonde 4, okay? I'm so serious, too. I did not know what the movie was about. I had no idea. When I first started seeing that she came on with that Britney Spears dress, the Versace dress, I thought it was a romantic comedy. I saw the roses. I'm like, oh my God, a romantic comedy. We haven't had that one in a very long time. And then when I found out what the message of the movie was about, it hit close to home because I'm a DV survivor myself. And I like millions of people need movies like this. You know what I mean? So we know our worth. We know that our word counts. Do you know? So it is very, very important that this movie was made. And it's very important that other movies like this are made. I truly hope you guys cannot see the sparkle because this is a very serious topic and it's just sparkling like crazy. This is not a filter. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I don't think this is going to be in the final edit. So I don't have nothing to worry about. And if it is, please understand that I did not control this. Okay. It says here, Justin says while she was promoting her hair care and alcohol line while promoting a film about DV, in the suit, Justin says the war between himself and Blake really started back in May 2023. When they started shooting the movie, he claimed she was organizing a, quote, takeover strategy as they battled for creative control. Justin also calls out Blake's husband for getting involved in the writing of the script. He says Blake had done a rewrite of the film's critical rooftop scene where the main characters meet, and they had a meeting at Blake and Ryan's NYC penthouse to discuss it, but he now feels it was more of an ambush. You guys remember, this is when Justin Baldoni alleges that Ryan Reynolds got a tad bit aggressive, allegedly, towards him. It also says here, Justin says Ryan was there from the start, singing the praises of Blake's rewrite, and then hours later, Blake's pal Taylor Swift popped in with her 2 cents, also applauding Blake's version of the scene. Now, this is very important. Taylor Swift has not publicly defended Blake Lively just yet. So just know that she has not done that publicly. Also, Taylor Swift is not being sued. She was just mentioned. Also, Blake Lively references Game of Thrones and calls herself Khaleesi's or whatever the hell. And she says that she has some monsters, aka like dragons in her corner, which is like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, which is absolutely insane to me. It actually says here, if you are ever around to watching, okay, so it says, so he later texts Blake to say he liked what she'd written and would have felt that way even without Ryan's input. And allegedly, there's some texts involved that says, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi And like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we will all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too. I can promise that. I can promise you. He also included text messages. The lawsuit is huge, so if you guys want me to do a deep dive in it, let me know in the comments. I'm giving you guys sort of like, the overall, thingy. The doc also includes emails between the two actors from right before filming began, and Justin claims Blake, quote, expressed warm gratitude for all the work they'd done to prepare. But he also believes it was all a facade so she could wrestle away control from him. Some of their early battles were about her character's wardrobe. She wanted rich and sexy, but he pointed out she's playing a struggling small business owner. He also claims Blake hadn't read the book when they were working on the script, adding, quote, she even tried to Google the color of the character's hair rather than pick up the book. That's crazy to me. If you have not read the book and you're doing the damn movie and you're fighting for all this control, girl, you got to read the movie. You got to read the book. Even though I can't read, bitch. I mean, I can read, as you guys can see, quite fairly, but it's not great. Also, I have dyslexia, so the words kind of jump around, bitch. It's like the words are doing the Macarena, and it's all just so confusing. It says Justin also lays out his take on the controversial and heated January 2024 meeting between himself, Blake, and Ryan and several other cast and crew members. He says Blake came armed with a 17-point return to production demand as they were preparing for reshoots on the film. This is the meeting when Ryan allegedly went off on Justin for the alleged SH that went on during filming. Justin's description is pretty colorful, saying, quote, Blake unleashed Reynolds on Baldoni and Wayfair. He claims although he gave in to most of Blake's demands, she continued to threaten to torpedo the movie unless she got to cut her own version of the film. Sony Studios, the film's distributor, told Wayfair Blake refused to promote the movie unless they allowed her to do her own cut, so they made it a competition. Justin says both his version and Blake's would be shown to an audience, and whichever tested better would be the final cut. Baldoni says his version scored significantly higher with key audience demographics, but he claims not surprisingly, Blake reneged on her promise and insisted Sony release her version, which it did. Justin says he essentially was forced to fire himself from directing the movie. Wow, I didn't know that one. Even after all the capulation, he claims the pressure and smearing continued as the movie was rolled out. All of the cast unfollowed Baldoni on social media. Justin says this is where Blake's PR team, led by Leslie Sloan, kicked into high gear with a campaign to frame Blake as a murderer and pinned the blame on Baldoni. He says Sloan teamed up with his ex-publicist, who he'd recently fired, and mined her company phone for a slew of texts they used to concoct a false narrative about Baldoni. The suit includes a ton of texts between Sloan sent to various media outlets, including TMZ, in which she allegedly tried to, quote, divert attention from Lively's behavior on set. Whoo, girl, it is a 179-page lawsuit, you guys. So if you want to know that, if you want to know, I can go into a deeper dive and we can Dora the Explorer and Finding Nemo it, bitch, okay? The suit is for defamation, civil extortion, interference with contractual relations, and slew of other allegations, and it's seeking $400 million in damages from Lively, Reynolds, and Sloan. Well, best friend. Whew. Blake Lively is firing back. And Blake Lively's team responded to Justin's lawsuit on Thursday with a scathing statement saying, this is an age-old story. A woman speaks up with concrete evidence of SH and retaliation, and the abuser attempts to turn the tables on the victim. This is what experts call DARVO, deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. Lively's team says Justin and his production company are pulling out all the stops to try and overwhelm the public's ability to understand that what they are doing is retaliation against SH allegations. Blake's legal team pushes back, saying they are trying to shift the narrative to Miss Lively by falsely claiming that she seized creative control and alienated the cast from Mr. Baldoni. The evidence will show that the cast and others had their own negative experiences with Mr. Baldoni and Wayfair. The evidence will also show that Sony asked Miss Lively to oversee Sony's cut of the film, which they selected for distribution and was a resounding success. Listen, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. This and Diddy's case is going to make this year absolutely like scandals for Hollywood. I mean, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. You know, the movie, like I said, was such an important thing to such an important message, such an important story to be told. There are so many victims of DV around the world that really needs to see that they are not alone. And I cannot even begin to tell you that with all of the publicity for the lawsuits and all that, it's definitely taken away from, you know, the message of the movie. But again, best friend, we have two people with two different sides, and everyone seems to be very, very divided. So what do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below. I will keep you guys updated. If you want a longer deep dive into this, please let me know. But that's sort of like the main topics of what is being said and what is going to go on. This is going to get very messy, and I will be here spilling the tea for it. So I hope that throughout this video, I did not sparkle like Edward. And if I did, you guys, I am sorry. It's giving very much thick disco ball, but it is what it is, girl. I love to shine and I love to sparkle. And, you know, in a week, yeah, it was a week yesterday that we were evacuated because of the Los Angeles fires. I didn't think I would have a home to come back to. And I realized that, you know what, even in negative situations, you got to shine, you got to sparkle, and you just got to, you got to be yourself. So I love you all. I will definitely be here for you, for all the DV survivors and victims out there. Please know that you deserve to have a beautiful life. You deserve to be respected. You deserve your boundaries to be heard, and you deserve to sparkle. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.